All right, time for sports. NHL? What NHL?
Oh, we have junior hockey.
Yeah.
We're fine. We have plenty of junior hockey, and the season's just around the corner in Hudson, as it is in the hockey world, as it is in all sports. Well, you have to give something to get something. And this weekend, the Victoria Royals traded away 18-year-old forward Zane Jones to the Calgary Hitmen in exchange for 20-year-old Alex Gogolev. Now, if this veteran lives up to his billing, it won't be long until Victoria fans are rushing to the rink. And there he is. Alex Gogolev joined his new teammates for practice today. And he looks right at home on the ice at Save-On-Foods Memorial Centre, and he should. Gogolev was barely walking before he started skating. He began playing hockey at the tender age of 2. He grew up in Moscow. His dad is an assistant coach in the Continental Hockey League. He came to Canada just last year and scored 25 goals and added 32 assists as a WHL rookie. He was one of 6 20-year-olds on the Calgary Hitmen's roster this season, and the maximum is 3. Well, they had to make a move, and the Royals jumped on the opportunity to add a little firepower to their lineup.
There's no surprises with him, right? He's a skilled player, and you know, he usually has the puck on a string, and that's what we expect.
Very good city, very good rink, good team.
Well, Gogolev speaks pretty decent English for a young man who just came to Canada last year. Despite of a bit of a language barrier, the 20-year-old import understands perfectly what his coaches expect of him.
Do you understand when coach is yelling at you?
Well, he'll buy into the program. I have no worries about that. I watched him play in practice all year last year, and very familiar with them. And like I said to him at the end, I know that they do conditioning stuff in Calgary at the end because it's something that has been a staple there for a long time.
Well, even before Alex arrived in Victoria, the Royals were looking pretty good. They hosted the Vancouver Giants on Saturday afternoon in their final preseason test. Returning forward Brandon McGee had an assist on the Royals' second goal of the game. He bulged Twine in the second period, snapping a 2-all tie. Ben Walker would add an empty netter as the Royals sweep the home-and-home series. They finished with a 4-2 record in preseason. The two teams will go another round this weekend, and this time it counts. The Vancouver Giants season opener is on Friday night. Saturday, the curtains go up at Save-On-Foods Memorial Centre, and the Royals, well, they're feeling pretty confident.
It gives us confidence. We know we can win. We're gelling as a team. All the guys are really close. It's now our second year together, so yeah, we should be doing pretty good.
We get the luxury of starting in their building, and usually it's a very hostile place to play. And we know that Don's going to have his team ready, and it's up to our guys to make sure that number one, as coaches, we have our guys prepared for number one, a real quick start and a real intense game.
We are now into the second day of the NHL Lockout, and all is quiet on the negotiation front. Neither side is expected to proceed with any formal talks until at least Wednesday after the Jewish holiday Rosh Hashanah. Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly and NHLPA Special Counsel Steve Fear are expected to speak informally tomorrow to see what the next steps should be. Well, remember when we were all Canucks? Well, not even the Canucks are admitting that they are Canucks right now. Hank Sedin and his teammates were all wearing their jerseys inside out at skate at UBC today. It's not a new fashion craze, it's calculated. The players are purposely hiding the logo while the lockout continues. Canucks training camp was scheduled to start on Friday.
We've been preparing to start training camp next week, and we're going to keep doing that and see what happens. But I mean, at least they're talking this time and having discussions, and that maybe wasn't the case last time around.
Well, I don't know. I don't know who was the first guy to do it, but we're no longer employed by the Canucks, so we're not going to be representing their. It's not a big deal. You know, I think somebody actually said they prefer that we have it inside out. I don't care either way.
Well, European-born players are fleeing for their homeland. Some of the game's top talent has already agreed to contracts to play in the Russian Continental Hockey League in Switzerland and in Sweden. North American players are jumping on board as well. San Jose Sharks captain Joe Thornton is joining HC Davos of the Swiss League, and Rangers forward Rick Nash is expected to join. Both of them played for HC Davos during the 04-05 lockout and helped the team to a league championship. Well, this is turning into a very special season for the Westshore Rebels. Last weekend, they posted their first road win versus the Okanagan Sun since 2003. And yesterday, they strung together their first 5-game winning streak since 04. But they didn't make it easy on themselves. First half versus the Kamloops Broncos. All facets of the game were in high gear. Greg Morris pops off a 25-yard run, setting up this. Quarterback Mark Black showing all the right moves before crossing the goal line. 27-0 Rebels. The defense holding up their end of the bargain as well. They brought the heat all afternoon on Broncos QB Mark Discombe. The Rebels would need every point they could get in the first half. They ended the half with a TD strike from Black to Kat Todorovic, but ended up hanging on for dear life in the second half for a 48-41 victory. The Rebels are now 5-1 this season and take on the winless Chilliwack Huskers next weekend. And the Okanagan Sun made some crucial mistakes early in their game with the VI Raiders, and the six-time defending BCFC champs capitalized on every single one of them. They built up a 31-0 lead in the first 16 minutes by forcing 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and 4 turnovers on downs. Saturday, the Raiders are off to Langley to play the Rams in a battle for first place. Finally, one of the island's largest athletic exports has been signed by the Edmonton Eskimos. 6'9", 340-pound O-lineman Matthew O'Donnell was dealt to Edmonton by Saskatchewan on September 5th, but inked his new deal today. The Comox product spent last season on the practice roster of the Cincinnati Bengals, but was released prior to the start of this season. What are they feeding those boys in the Comox Valley?
They're growing big.
No kidding. So good for him to be a part of the Eskimos. Liked him as a rider, but that's okay.
How'd you make out in the NFL this weekend?
I got
bad
who thought Tom Brady was going to lose at home?
Yeah.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so not well.
All right, Mike. Thank you.
You bet.